Hello people, how's it going? Back at it again. I'm waiting my whole life to do this video. So, we got JFK assassination executed with remote gun. A gun with the silencer was mounted in the front hood ornament of the Secret Service's 1956 Cadillac Seville and was the weapon that assassinated John F. Kennedy. The evidence is overwhelming, as you will see in the next few pictures, this video. This is the first and only theory that answers all the ballistic evidences and questions. Anyways, let's move right into it. It's going to be a lot of pictures. Just going to go through them fast and hey, see if we can make some sense of it all. Is the weapon in question right here on the mounts, right here on the hood, the ornament. And there's JFK, you know, one of the last decent presidents we've had in there, you know. I wasn't a member of the Psychopath Club Psychopath. There they are, they just pulled into Dallas, getting ready. They gave Jackie O red flowers, should have been, you know, yellow, you know. I think Texas, yellow roses, right? And they got her dressed up in blood splatter clothing, which we shall see later on in the video why. It's pretty hazy pictures here. There's JFK, there's, you know, Jackie O, they're in their limousine. This is right at the inception of everybody piling into the limousine. You got Secret Service agents here. And some weirdness going on. Like this guy's getting ready to hop on the back of the Kennedy limousine. Is you know, the driver there, one of the other Secret Service guys rather. Now Secret Service agent Emery Roberts calls off two Secret Service agents from President Kennedy's rear protection of the presidential limousine. Limonene. Oh geez, got a spelling problem here. Agent to the right strongly rejects. Right here, you got Emery Roberts. I don't know why JFK got in a limousine with Emery Roberts driving behind him. Just a thing, but agent, I'm just kidding. Agent to right strongly rejects the order given with arms flailing up and down 3 times. Okay, so he's like, "What's going on? Why are we being called in?" And he's the driver. Emery Roberts is the driver here. He's running the whole show. Can't really see him, but I mean these are all we have. These are just remnants of photos. They, you know, they're really tough to you know, get into still photos and actually make some sense out of them. But there's like 5 or 6 guys that are actually in this Cadillac. 2 up front. You have a jump seat that can take 3 agents and another 3 agents in the back. So these 2 guys end up hopping in. Now they do hop out during the parade, going through Dallas there. And here he is again, probably having a couple of F-bombs about what the hell's going on here. Alright, so again, it's the same photo. There they go, taking off JFK and Jackie O. Now this is the hood ornament of a 1956 Cadillac, right? Now it doesn't sit on the hood, it's actually got a 1-inch hole underneath it. It's actually mounted up, as you can see, it's mounted up here on the hood. And this is the actual, we call it hood ornament on the Secret Service Cadillac in question. Here's another photo. We got a longer, stretched out version of it. We got some very, you know, eagle-eyed people in the front seat there, keeping an eye on the situation as they're going down the streets of Dallas, heading down to Elm Street, back to the scene of the crime. Now this is the hood ornament right here. Okay, now you can see the trajectory as it turns. It's taking a turn, and it's kind of going off. All right. Now they're at the same height. This ornament is at the same height of JFK, right? Now you're gonna have, when they shoot this gun, it's got to go between the handle and, you know, right on the side of the spare tire holder right here. I'll get better pictures, but There's another picture. It's like, it's grainy because the sunlight's changing and everything. But I just want you to keep an eye on the trajectory here of this ornament as they're going through the parade. Again, here's the ornament of the vehicle in question, 1956 Cadillac. This is the Cadillac that was following him. And this is the same Cadillac. So you can see it's a pretty big piece of equipment, you know, a pretty big hood ornament, to say the least. Now, I'll get into the trajectory and the armaments and all that technical stuff in a few minutes. This is the jump seat behind the two, Emery driving, the other Secret Service man, and you had three people sitting in here, and one guy was like looking right down the straight end of that ornament, which is now called a weapon. It's a modified weapon. Okay, so a lot of equipment in here, for adjusting the height, levels, the controls, also a phone, a bunch of other stuff. And there's another picture of the Cadillac. And below, silencers for rifles and guns were available to the CIA and the Secret Service in 1963. The 4 shots recorded by the Dictabelt in Daily Plaza that fatal day could have been only the tip of a hegemonic iceberg. There is evidence of 14 shots, wounds, and or stray bullets on that fatal day. Okay, so we got a lot of shots flying off. Now, I'm sure there was a patsy, up there in whatever, the book depository in Texas, just making noise, just shooting guns off, just to, add to the cover that, it was, Oswald up there, and he did 3 shots within like 6 seconds. Unbelievable. On a moving vehicle, no less. With a bunch of people, cars and police officers and motorcyclists and on top of everything else, and then makes the shots. That doesn't make any sense to me, anyways. So point being, these things had silencers. All right, so they could have been, one of these 3 weapons could have been mounted in that under the hood, hooked up to an electromagnetic trigger switch, where the bullet comes out right out of that ornament and strikes whatever's in its path. Okay, so we have JFK here waving at everybody moments before being. All right, here's like, this is evidence. Get this on the internet, right? This is the shot that the kill shot. Now he'd already been shot in the throat, or the back of the back, and the bullet exited his Adam's apple. Okay, so he's holding his chest. This, I picked this up on a still frame, and that is the trajectory that, that the bullets had to have been going in, at that level. That's the second photo. That's the bullet actually entering his head. You can see, you can't really see the ear too much, but the head does get pushed forward a wee bit from the hit. And then, I didn't want to blow this up. This is really horrific stuff. So, anyways, that's his skull actually coming apart. Okay, but I wanted to just drive home that bullet. That is a bullet. That looks like a .22 long. Maybe not, but it's definitely a small bullet. Nevertheless, picked up on film, if you can believe it. So here we go, going the wrong direction. All right, so we got this is Jackie O realizing what happened. She's got her hands full of brains. His brains, he's just lying back. The reason he went forward was from the energy of the bullet, all right, hitting his head, the right part of the brain. And then, of course, your body, you still have reflexes trying to right yourself back up. Those are the last thoughts. Like, you're not completely out of it. And then that's why he went back. So everybody took that as like, oh, he got shot from the front. Now, if you get shot from the front, your brains aren't coming out the front. You know what I mean? You get shot in the back, when the bullet exits, that's the way it's going. So all his shots were from the back. All right, now this is very important to the theory I'm discussing here. Now, as you can see, this has a slight little turn to it. So this is like when the location where the president got hit. 3 bullets, but actually it was only 2. But I think they missed 1. But anyways, long story short, as the trajectory, as these cars take this very slight turn, just say this is the Cadillac, this is the president's car for argument's sake, okay? It just turns just enough so the ornament is pointed directly at JFK's head, all right? And then they would, pull the trigger. It was silenced. There was a silence around the weapon. There was 2-3 motorcycles right in between the 2 vehicles, like on each side. So any noise from a silencer would have been muffled out. You got 3 Harley Davidsons, for God's sakes, next to you. How are you gonna hear anything? So anyways, again, the trajectory. You can see this trajectory right here. You can see how the just that slight turn. All they needed was just a slight little turn to get that lined up perfectly on the president's head before they pull the trigger. Now this is the absurdity that the Warren Commission came out with, the magic bullet nonsense. It's coming down, 6th floor from the depository, goes down, goes up, and then goes like here. But what actually happened is it came through his back, pushed him, and then it hit him. It hit Connolly in front. So the bullet went through his back, through his Adam's apple, and hit him like, I think, the 5th rib, under the armpit, and then into his wrist. This is another kind of shot that just shows you the, what the extent of the wounds were. And just to repeat, this is like the magic bullet. This is more in line with what's going on. It comes in, and it just hits Connolly in front of him. These things should all be rotated level. They got it. This is the keep telling the lie over and over again, and everybody believes it. But these are all straight shots, right through his back, right up into his Adam's apple, and because in some parts of that road, the limousine was up higher, or the Cadillac was tilted down a little bit, because they can adjust the ride suspension, and so it was got hit. So he's hitting the back. One came right out of Adam's apple. It might have been like you put the brakes on at the same time. There's a lot of stuff going on right at that area where he was hit. This is the fatal shot. So that's the first shot where he's grabbing his throat, and this is the fatal shot right here. Again, this he was sitting straight up. If you saw him in the limousine, he was pushed back, grabbing his throat, and then the second bullet came in and and that was the kill shot. Texas depository, book depository, 6th floor. The sun is on November. The sun is like pointing directly at this. In November, the sun's low in the sky, right? It's the southern hemisphere. So you got 12:30, whatever. It's not directly overhead. There's no way you're gonna make those kind of shots with the sun right in your face. It's not gonna happen. Another thing nobody talks about. Here's the motorcycles right before he got shot. Here's the sign. There's a sign over here. Right when he goes, magically he goes behind the sign where the shot is, right? So, and here's the weapon right here on the hood of the car. And again, all of a sudden, the motorcycles come up into position right before the shots are made. So we got one guy here, 2 motorcycles here blocking the entrance. Now you can also see the geometry of this car is way out. So when he starts to come back in again, when this car starts to swing back in again, the ornament is going to be directly in line with Kennedy's head. Or in this case, it's going to be a neck shot. It's just more of the fuzzy pictures that we got, but it's 8mm film back then. It's grainy. Not to mention I ain't helping things out much. But again, you got here's the shot. Cops are looking over because they see him flinch. They're wondering what's going on because they're you know, so all in 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, right? Or even less. I think it's 2, 3. 1, 2, 2 shots that actually did the damage. And so here we are. They're looking. They're seeing what's going on, but they're maintaining their, you know, their distance there. And there's Jackie O holding John. And that's it. That's it. So I guess the point is we're, you know, it's the big thing is this trajectory right here. You know, they take them down this way. You know, you can check out the geometry of the car, and that thing is lined up. Like I said, that thing is lined up on him throughout the ride. Now, granted, these guys just didn't hop into this car and, you know, decide to see if it would work or not. They were training. People trained. These people were trained professionals. They had, you know, developed nation funding. They could have these weapon systems in there. I'm sure they have weapon systems in this thing. You know, if you got under attack, you take off. You got, you know, all sorts of methodologies to, you know, thwart attackers. Again, this is actually, you know, a good shot. You can just see the level now. All he's got to do is get through this, just this little gap right here, and boom, he's in there. He could probably get over just about all of the rear tire. Yeah, this is a tough topic because, you know, JFK's, he's a homie, you know, we're both from Massachusetts here. And I think we got some Irish blood in us too. So anyways, yeah, leave me some questions. Let me know what you think. And, we'll just take it from there, I guess. I think that's about it, you know. So again, that's it. You know, it's pretty simple. It's not rocket science. Anybody could, you know, a 12-year-old kid could put this thing together. It's not, you know, it's not like beyond the scope of or the pale of possibilities. You know, anything's better than the crap that they've been pumping at us. Again, like I said, I got a little knowledge in trajectory, ballistics, and you know, you can't shoot somebody in the front and have their heads blow out the same direction. All right? Okay, peace out, people. Check out some of my books. I'll probably do another one. Here's my books, Pyramid Gravity Force, and There Is Something About the Moon, written with Wendy Salter, co-authored that book. And hope to see you guys on YouTube. Keeping it real, people.